Again.
Thank you, Devin. You may have heard of people who comment about the pain of passing a kidney stone, but what are they? And really, how can you tell if you have one? These are some of the questions that people have when talking about kidney stones. So this morning, we're going to be talking about what are kidney stones and plus some of the symptoms and how they can be treated. But we're also going to tell you the ways that these can be avoided. Here to give us an answer to those questions is Nurse Christina Paris. Welcome back to the show. I know you usually see Kevin, but this is a new face.
I like it.
Anyway, let's get to the first question. Jump right into this. What are kidney stones? Can you explain that?
Sure. So basically what your body does is blood is filtered through your kidneys and the good stuff is circulated back into your body and it's used. Then urine passes down these narrow tubes called ureters, and then it goes into the bladder, and the bladder is kind of where things are stored. And if there's not enough urine in the bladder, or when there's enough urine in the bladder, it stimulates your body to have to go to urinate. But if there's not, so the urine there's a decrease in the urine volume, and there's an excess in these stone-forming substances, which is like calcium or oxalates, which are used for energy, cysteines or uric acid. It can cause these crystals to form. The crystals stick together and they cause a stone. And as you see on the slide, it affects 1 in 5 males and 1 in 10 females. So more males are affected than females.
Cool. Well, actually not cool for the people that get them right.
Right.
But that's good information to know if you wanted to know about that kind of stuff, right? So, I mean, so next thing, how can you actually tell if you have a kidney stone? Like, I don't know, maybe I have one, maybe I don't, right?
So pain is usually the first indicator. You'll have lower abdominal pain, maybe some back pain. They call it flank pain, so it's kind of on the sides of, sides right in here is where you're going to get the pain first. You might have blood in your urine, your urine might have a foul odor, you might have difficulty, maybe a fever. So things like that can occur.
Cool.
Nausea, vomiting,
Yes. So let's get to this third question. Again, is this kind of an issue, in older adults, right? That's kind of the general idea, or like, can this be with younger people as well? And how can this really be treated? It
can affect anyone, but I think usually older people, and a lot of times those who they're dehydrated, so they don't drink a lot. And I think that's why with older adults, they're not keeping their fluid intake in and not drinking quite as much as they can. But people who have like neurogenic bladders, so that means they can't feel their bladder. Certain people with cancers, those people can be issues with, they've had maybe bladder surgery. So older women will get cystocele. They'll have to have their bladder actually like pinned up. And people with family history, those are the ones that are really the most affected.
Okay, and so how can this all be treated if you find out you have a kidney stone? Maybe if family member, what can be done?
So the big thing is they might have you check your urine. Finding out what the substance is the biggest thing. So if you know what's causing the kidney stones, whether it's calcium or oxalates, then you can reduce that in your diet. So eating calcium-rich foods actually reduces the risk of calcium, which is kind of a weird one because that would go against it, where foods that are rich in oxalates like spinach, chocolate, beets, rhubarb, things like that, you want to limit if that's what's causing your stones. Salty foods.
Salty,
yeah.
I can't eat my crackers.
No, not if you are prone to kidney stones. You want to back off on those.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us once again, Nurse Christina Paris from the VA. We're going to get to some other news coming up. But first, let me get to this next thing. We've fallen way behind. We're going to be talking